Hey guys, Happy New Year and welcome to another episode of The Lord's Delight. What I want to do today is to look back at 2020 before I turn around and look forward to 2021. I want to do this because I want to be able to express my gratitude to God for what He has done in 2020 in my life. So, if that makes you think, hey, this person has everything figured out and has had nothing but blessing in, you can stop right there. I can assure you that is not the scenario at all. At first, when I was thinking about this episode and gratitude is the word that kept popping into my mind, I was trying to figure out what I should be thankful for, and I didn't know because this year seemed so uneventful and nothing that jumped out at me as something that I need to be thankful for. So when I was sitting and asking God, God, what do you want me to be thankful for? Guess what, He brought a whole lot of things to my mind and changed my viewpoint to see what all I need to be thanking Him for. So though the year for me began with uncertainty and ends with uncertainty, I realized that there is quite a bit I need to be thankful for, and the very first thing is health. I can give you an example. In April, May, I had a horrible ear infection which I was fighting, and it reoccurred, I think, in June, July. Until that point, I have never been looked at my ears as or be thankful that nothing wrong is wrong with my ear. But when I went through that sickness, it made me realize the normal health, it's itself such a blessing. I mean, it speaks to so much this year when you have seen people fighting with corona and so many infections and whatnot. Like, a lot of times I personally take health for granted. So God was reminding me of those infections, and He was like, I have protected you the whole year, except those incidents which were much needed for me to understand that health is a big blessing from Him. And that reminds me of 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, where it talks about our bodies being the temple of the Holy Spirit that we have received from God, and we need to honor Him with our bodies. I mean, I don't think I can claim that I'm honoring Him with the decisions I regarding what I eat and what not, but at least this helps me shift directions when these verses pop into my head. And I'm really thankful for the health He gave me in 2020. And the second thing I'm very thankful for is provision. He has met my every need and even some of my wants, desires that have in your heart, which is not necessarily a need. He has even met some of those, and that just blows my mind. Especially one particular need or want, I don't know how to categorize that. I had not told a single soul, even my parents, nobody. But God met that need through a friend who had no idea. And that just, imagine you have a living God and He's the only person you tell about this need, and somebody else is praying for you and they are told by Him to get something for you. And it's just mind blowing, and it's an example of His provision. And it reminds me of Psalm 23:1. I can tell you, He is my shepherd and I am lacking nothing. I shall not want. And this is such a big example in my life that I shouldn't forget. And the third thing that I'm really thankful for this year is the family and the friends God has provided me. I have a very few close friends, but they are very close to me. Especially during this lockdown, it made me realize that my family is a blessing and it is God given. I mean, I didn't pick to be born in this family, it wasn't my choice, right? So it is a gift from Him. He chose this family for me, and the prayers of these people, my friends, my family, it is one of the biggest blessings. Because sometimes whenever throughout this year I felt low or I felt conflicted or sometimes discouraged, God has used some of these people in my life to talk to me and encourage me. God has done that through His word as well, but He has used these people also in my life to encourage and cheer me up so many instances this last year. And the fourth thing that I am really thankful for is that confirmation that He is a prayer answering God. And I want to point out to John 16:24, which is, I read it as like, an assurance for an answered prayer. I had a question regarding one issue which I thought was not addressed in the Bible. Then I asked him, and it is amazing that when you genuinely ask, like, in a humble way, I guess, because he made me pray in a way that I was telling God, hey, only if you would like to answer and if you think I can handle the answer. If not, just you need not answer me. Which was a very different kind of prayer I prayed. And what ended up happening was God answered that so clearly, and I was really surprised. And so it confirmed to me that he is a prayer answering God, and that is just another thing I'm so thankful for. And the next point I'm thankful for flows from here. The final thing that I am thankful for is hope. And especially as it says in Romans 15:13, by power of the Holy Spirit, only we can abound in hope. So hope a lot of times also is a gift, and it is enabled by the presence of Holy Spirit in our lives. And I'm really thankful through all these dire circumstances that God has given me hope, and like regarding the future and the plans He has for me. And yes, the most often quoted verse regarding this is Jeremiah 29:11. But that hope is what keeps me going, right? And I am so thankful for that as well. So if you feel like, hey, you don't understand what I'm going through, I have lost a loved one, or you say I lost my job, and I've been adversely affected emotionally, financially, physically, how can I be thankful? My answer is just this: go to God, sit alone with Him, and just ask Him, what are the things you need to be thankful for? And I'm telling you, when you do this with a genuine heart, He actually tells you what you need to be thankful for. He'll reveal it. If you hadn't seen it, or if you had seen instances or things from a perspective and not realize that it is a blessing, He will turn or open your eyes and turn your heart around to understand what are all the blessings that you received in 2020. So that is for 2020. Now let's turn around and look forward into 2021. So typically around New Year, what people do is they do or set up and think about and take many resolutions. It doesn't matter what time line in 2021 you are listening to this. I would love for you to join me in this. Usually resolutions are for us to do something for us, either our health, emotionally, mentally, physically, or regarding our spending, our finances, or to do some type of experiences like travel. But what I'm going to talk about is a little different. There are 52 weeks this year. So ask God what you can do to please Him this year and do it once a week. And it is only 52 weeks, right? It might be as small as memorizing one verse per week, or to take 1 hour per week to spend time with God without the hindrance of social media or its disturbance, or something totally different. Whatever God puts on your heart, pray and ask what you can do to please God once a week. This is something I am going to be trying for 2021. So let's see how it goes. And gratitude was something that I've been meaning to talk about, and I'm glad I did it in the first episode of 2021. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next episode. I think it will be another series starting soon. And don't forget to check out the Lord'sDelight.com blog as well. Bye.